Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you my thoughts about the Chanel J12 watch. So that's this watch right here. This is one of my most requested videos. I get a lot of requests about like a bag collection, which I am working on. And then I've got like a lot of questions about this particular watch because I know a lot of you are very interested in getting it. So this video is going to share with you my experience since I own this watch. So I bought this watch in June 2018, and I have been using it very consistently in many of my videos. I keep talking about it, many of my favorites as well. So I have some pros and cons I want to share with you about this watch. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Kat. I normally do handbag luxury review videos. I also do all kinds of other Luxe related videos, though 2019 is a little bit more different for me. I don't think I'm gonna have as many haul videos, but I will definitely have a few haul videos. If you haven't watched my sort of stop shopping resolution for this year, I'll link it up here and in the description box below. I have a few rules to my shopping addiction that I am not ashamed to admit it. I am a shopaholic. So yeah, anyway, this video is not about that. This video is about this watch. So let's get on to this video. Got my little notes here. Okay, let's talk about the pros. Firstly, this watch, the one that I have is the J12 black ceramic 38mm, and I got that in the automatic because I like automatic watches. I feel like, I don't know, I like batteries. I have battery watches, but I feel like automatic watches is like a class above. It's just a little bit more high maintenance, and I feel like there's a bit more quality to go into making an automatic watch. Plus, it was drilled into my brain when I was younger that my father said, always get an automatic watch. So yeah, I like that. And I also like the fact that if I don't wear the watch for a long period of time, I don't have to worry about the battery leaking in it. So yeah, that's another thing. Firstly, it goes with everything. Like everything I wear on a casual day, just my Doraemon shirt with my jeans, my shorts, my spaghetti tops and all that kind of casual outfits, it looks good, it jazzes out my outfit, it makes me feel a little bit more put together. And it goes with my work outfits as well. So I wear a lot of black, a lot of grey, work dresses, and it goes as well. It doesn't look too masculine or sporty that makes my work clothes look inappropriate. Like, it doesn't do that. It makes me look a little bit more chic, And yeah, the only thing maybe if you are wearing a ballroom dress, then maybe not, it will not go. Or if you're going for a run, maybe don't wear this watch. But any other occasion, it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks so, yeah, it makes the outfit look a little bit more put together. The other thing that I have been super amazed by with this ceramic is that it is freaking hardy. It is so strong and so tough, and also scratch proof. I'm seriously willing to say that it's scratch proof because I can see like really light scratches on the silver, like if you wear silver rings and all that, there is that really light scratches. There's nothing too deep. I haven't like really scratched it. But this watch, okay, I'm really ashamed to admit this, I have taken it out from my hand or my wrist while I'm doing some work, and I have knocked it with my elbow, and it's fallen on hard floors once, and it's fallen on the carpet and all of that as well. So it has been knocked around a few times. I am pretty careful, but there are times that I have I'm just not careful on my dressing table. Pop, it falls on the floor, and I'm like, ah! And I examine the watch. I'm like checking every nook and cranny to make sure I have not damaged it. And yeah, it's perfect. There is no scratches, there are no cracks or nothing. This ceramic is so tough. So if you are concerned that the ceramic will crack, will chip and all, I can tell you that it seriously hasn't. Now, I don't know if you really knock hard like that, what will happen. Now, I have not done that, okay? It's most likely just drop maybe from the height of like this. Okay, it doesn't show. Maybe like from a tabletop to the ground, pop on the floor, and it's still fine, okay? It hasn't, damaged and all. I don't know about the insides, okay? But so far, the watch still works great. It doesn't have any problems. So pros are really boring. I guess if you like the watch, you like the watch. Let's talk about the things that I notice from a user perspective. So firstly, the watch that I got is an automatic. And if you are not concerned about automatic, I guess this point will not be important to you if you're going to get the battery version. But automatic, it can last up to 2 days. So if I'm not wearing, let's say like today I'm wearing it, then from now it's 11 o'clock. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, it'll still be 11 o'clock. And then one more day, I notice on the second day, so reaching the 48 hour, it will start to slow down. So the winding mechanism would last up to 48 hours. So if I don't wear it on the second day by say 10 a.m., I would notice like, it's slowed down a little bit. I think that's pretty standard for automatic watches. They don't go up to like 4 or 5 days. I don't know if there's any watch that does that. If there is, they'd probably be really expensive. But yeah, most of my automatic watches last about 48 hours. Even my Omega, my Cartier as well. It doesn't go on to more than that. There is a pretty good warranty on this watch. So nearing the 2-year mark, I can bring it back to Chanel, so I'll bring it back to my SA and they will actually take it in for servicing for free. It's part of the 2-year warranty. So I will do that next June, so 2020, just before my purchase date. I'll bring it back and they will service the watch for free. And then hopefully, if there's any problems with the watch, if there are mechanisms, they'll change it and all of that, it will still keep its 48-hour automatic lasting period. So that's one thing. If you're thinking about this watch and you're thinking, I've got to wind it every day. No, not really. Every other day if you don't wear it. The next point is also connected to automatic watches, and I guess this applies to people who are very similar to me, who are very animated people. Like I talk with my hands. I talk with my hands, my legs, everything. I move around a lot. So that's one thing I noticed when I have an automatic watch. Every time I move just a little bit like this, I can feel, maybe it's in my head, but I can feel the automatic, the kinetic mechanism inside is going like, and it doesn't really bother me, but I don't know, because it's an automatic watch, I don't know if this excessive moving does anything to the watch. I have never heard of anybody talk about, if you move your hand too much, you would spoil the watch. In fact, you're supposed to move your hands a lot so that it keeps winding. But I move excessively, okay? I'm not the kind of person that talks like this and like occasionally like, jiggle the hands. I move. And every time I do that, sometimes I'm like, oi, move. And I'm shaking my hand. It feels like it's going, zoom, zoom, zoom. I don't know if that's a problem, but I just wanted to mention that to you guys because I am very cautious of the way I treat this watch. I'm not so, I don't baby it, but any kind of excessive impact to it, I'm like, ooh, careful, baby, careful. So that's something I noticed because I move my hands a lot. I'm like, shake, 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 and I can feel the mechanism go, zoom, zoom, zoom. Automatic, I can actually feel it, and I don't know if that's because that's me and I move with a lot of force. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. So if you're a similar person to me that you talk with your hands, this is a watch that you can feel. So the next point is also related to it is a pretty heavy watch. Now, if you're gonna get the big one, so it comes in 2 sizes, the smaller and then this size. I don't think there's a 40. I honestly don't know. You probably have to check it. But there is a size smaller to this. I think that was like 34 or 34, I think. I didn't want that because after I got my Cartier watch, and that was a big watch. That was my first time getting a big chunky watch, and these are really in style right now, and it's so easy to tell the time, okay? So I wanted the bigger watch, and with that comes a heavier feeling. And if you're not used to that and you don't like that, firstly, actually you get used to it, but if you don't like it, then this is it's got a bit of weight with the ceramic, with the mechanism inside and the head. It is, yeah, it is quite a weighty watch. So if you don't like that already, you don't like heavy watches, then this is definitely not the one for you. But if you like chunky watches, then you will have to deal with the weight. So it is, yeah, it's got some, it's got some weight to it. So that's why when I do this, I can feel the watch. Next is the size of my wrist, and I have a very tiny, very tapered wrist. So this watch lays flat on my wrist, just nice. The whole bezel of the watch is like, it covers the top of my wrist. So the circumference on my wrist is 13.5 centimeters. It's slightly under, so it is quite a tiny wrist. I just have a very tiny bone. So this watch, I got it adjusted twice. The first time in the store, they adjusted it a little bit too tight. In the store, I think I was cold, so my hand actually shrunk a little bit smaller. Maybe it became like 13 or something, and it became too tight when I went home, because when you're home, when I was at home, it was hot, and it was in the next day in the morning, the body swelled up, and I felt the watch was too tight. So I had to go back again, and they adjusted it. Now, as you can see, let me just show you. They have different size links. Some are smaller, some are bigger. And as you can see, for me, they could not adjust it whereby one side is exactly the same length as the other. Just that they had to adjust, some of the thicker ones, thinner ones, thicker ones, thinner ones, to make it that it could fit my wrist. Yeah, it was not like, it wasn't like perfectly fit at that time. So after my estee adjusted it, I found that the best fit for me, especially like now, it is about 12 o'clock, so it is pretty hot. My body is, it's like swollen. It fits just nice. I can put my index finger through it, and this to me is the best length or the best size, because as the day wears on, I may swell up a little bit. As the day gets cooler, or I'm in an aircon room, it gets a little bit loose. But when this is when I wear it like this, it doesn't move, like it doesn't turn around, it doesn't go down and up, it actually fits. So for this watch, I noticed that I have to wear it fitted to my hand. If it moves a little bit this way and that way, it's not comfortable, and I don't know, it jiggles a bit too much because there's the weight as well. So if you get this watch and you don't like things that stick like, like a glove to your hand, then yeah, it might be a bit uncomfortable, but I did get used to it. The first time when it was like just stuck like that, it couldn't move much, I was like, so irritating. It has a little bit of give, like a little bit, it could move. Well, now it's really hot and my body is like heated up, so it's a bit swollen, right? But when it's cooler at night and all, it can actually move up and down a little bit. But yeah, like now, because I have that bit of give, it is like stuck to my hand. I can move it a little bit, yeah. So this to me is a good fit. I don't like the watch when it's a little bit too loose. So like my Cartier, because it's leather, it's stretched out, and now it's kind of moving. I actually don't like it. I have to go back and adjust it, or myself adjust it to make it a bit tighter. It needs to fit onto your wrist if you're wearing a big watch. Just because it looks better that way, it looks more chic put together. If it moves and half of the bezel is like sticking this way, it's not nice and it's not comfortable. If you have a tiny wrist, like I just measured mine, so I am at a 13.4, 13.5 when I'm like swollen. So when I'm cold, it'll probably shrink to 13, it's like tiny. And if you are concerned that you have a tiny wrist and you can't wear this watch, actually you can. My wrist is tiny and tapered. It is a strange looking wrist. People like say, oh, you're so bony, but no, not really. I've got meat everywhere else. Just my wrist part here is so fragile, monkey looking. Talk about scratches. So like I said earlier, the black ceramic has no scratches at all. It looks like the day I got it. The only thing is there are like some thumbprints as you like you touch, it kind of like patent leather, you just gotta wipe it down a little bit, but that doesn't really bother me. The only thing that there are scratches, let me just, if you see at the back, I don't know if you can see that, but the silver part will have marks and will have scratches. To be honest, I have no idea how I got some of these marks at the back. Probably from, just placing the watch like this, clipping it as it scratches itself. And then around the bezel, if I really look at it like this, the silver part, you can see very, very light scratches. And yeah, because it's silverish, you can definitely see it, and it's not the ceramic. The ceramic is still glossy and smooth and beautiful, but the silver part and the back portion, and of course this part here, there are those light scratches. And with any of my watches, you know, I have my Omega Constellation watch that is also definitely scratched up. Can probably bring it back to polishing, but it's okay. So those are my quick thoughts about this watch. I purchased this watch in Singapore at the Ngee City boutique, and I paid about $7,200 for this automatic watch. The quartz version is much cheaper, but I wanted the automatic version. And I can tell you, even though I paid quite a lot of money for it, I have definitely gotten a lot of wear out of it compared to some of my handbags, which I use regularly, but not as regularly as this. Definitely this is worth every penny. I absolutely love it. Hopefully one day I can add the white version, and I actually want to get a limited edition white version, hopefully for a special occasion. So definitely it's a no-buy this year. I'll be 37 this year, and then next year, maybe when I turn 40, there will be something that I would look out for. I always wanted to get a Rolex, but I think me and Rolex, we don't have that love relationship. I always want it in my head, like I'm like, oh, I want a Rolex. Every time I look at somebody wear a big ass Rolex, I'll be like, nice. But it doesn't go with my, yeah, it just doesn't go with me. I have no connection to it. Maybe it's a watch that I would buy much later on. I love the Rolex, okay? I love like the Hulk, the Batman, the it's like the red and Superman. I think there's a Superman as well. It's so freaking gorgeous. Those are like the men's version. So nice. I really want one. But yeah, we don't go. So I'll probably have to stick with Chanel, or, you know, Cartier is really beautiful as well. Those are the few brands so far I kind of like. There's another one, like, I forgot the name. There's another one that I also quite like, but that is like too expensive. But anyway, coming back to this watch, if you have any questions about it, please leave it in the comments down below. I'll definitely get back to you. I hope this video is helpful. Until my next video, you guys take care, and I'll see you then.